Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Land. Today is the day we are talking about Hasbro and Dungeons and Dragons as they are going down, and what they have to do is probably let go of some cargo, and that is going to be what looks like Dungeons and Dragons. Before we get into it, Yanzi, what we got?
To put things in perspective, this is what the Hasbro stock movement has been like. Over 5 years, they lost almost 50% of their stock price. So that should tell you why they're in this position right now. It's pretty much been a downward slide since. See, so this is the part that really amazes me because people were saying, oh my gosh, everyone's just stuck at home and buying stuff during the COVID pandemic. And for some reason, Hasbro did not capitalize on that. In fact, they fell a lot more compared to other companies when in fact S&P increased by 25% in the past year. So just a bit of number stuff. Now, we talked about this last time, and that was that Hasbro is arguing that we need to lose 1,100 positions because of weak toy sales. And it's like, guys, this is a thing. That is why it's called Black Friday. It is literally the fourth quarter of the year when suddenly everyone's accounting books turn from red to black. They finally turn a profit. So for 3 quarters of the year, you are not really expected to be making a profit exactly. That's why when they say there's weak toy sales, it's like, guys, here's the thing. I sell toys as a business. And I can tell you one thing, and that is we don't even bother looking at our accounting book until the fourth quarter because there's like practically no toy sales in the first 3 quarters. And Hasbro's like, no, because it's bad, so we gotta fire you guys. Like, all right, sure, whatever.
Now, as a toy collector, I do want to pipe in a little bit on this subject. And even I'm curbing a lot of my collection with G.I. Joe Classified. When Hasbro made a big decision, and where that is on the map, you could probably see their stock start to go down. And that was getting rid of plastic windows on their action figures. Makes no sense. They thought it was going to protect the environment, get rid of less plastic. I mean, it's a toy company. But basically, like things like Transformers, even though you can see the robots, people are pulling the heads off, stuff like that. So you can touch the toys. It's kind of weird. Things like G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, things like that. Well, that was a bit different. Instead, they just got rid of the window altogether, and all you have is a package and artwork. That's it, a photograph of the toy. You can't actually see the toy you're buying. This caused a thing where people are buying a toy, swapping out an old toy, putting in the box, and returning it back to the store. They basically steal the toy and replace it with an old toy they don't want, or rocks, whatever. It makes collecting a nightmare. You basically, the only thing you know as a collector is the condition of the package. You don't even really know if the figure's in there if you're a collector. So they've totally pissed off the collectors market when it comes to action figures.
Well, not only that, now they're also pissing off the retailers. So Hasbro opened up this section on their website that they call the Hasbro Pulse outlet, where you can see they pretty much sell their own inventory at a price that is below their own recommended retail price, which is, that's the definition of an outlet store. But at the same time, I want to point out some of these things. For example, I know as a toy distributor that, for example, my distributor price for a Marvel's Legend is actually maybe a little bit higher than 1991 for one of these things.
Right.
And now Marvel is selling them below what they're charging me to buy at wholesale. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not getting involved in this. Like, Hasbro, you want to sell it as outlets and stuff, like, good luck, man. I'm not getting involved with that.
A lot of toys are being bought online, to be honest. A lot of people with YouTube and toy reviews, I mean, they're already there. Some people with gas prices are not going out to find the figure that they're looking for. They're just buying from online distributors. I mean, BBTS is one of them. But how do you compete with this? I mean, right there, stop. That's a Transformer that is a Target exclusive, the green robot, that some people are driving to Target to see if they can find it in shelves. But yet you can buy it on Hasbro, this Target exclusive, for less than you'll pay for it in stores. So how does this affect big box stores like Walmart and Target in the end? Do they want to even deal with Hasbro on these type of exclusives or other figures? I mean, that Blitzwing, a great toy, half price. I paid full price for that. This is also causing some collectors, especially on the G.I. Joe Classified line. We've seen certain figures that go way up under market price, that some collectors, even when figures are being announced, are like, do I play the waiting game on this? Do I pay full price? Is Amazon going to mark these down? Is Hasbro going to mark these down? And of course, you can see them trying to unload the Indiana Jones stuff. And that's a really good point there, especially the Indiana Jones stuff and some of the Spider-Verse stuff, is some of these figures, how well did they perform in movies? Was it a box office bomb? Then they have to get rid of the figures. And that's part of Hasbro's problem is so much of their inventory is lined up with licenses by Disney. Star Wars is in the gutter. Indiana Jones, big flop. How do they sell toys off of these if they're not performing well in the box office? People liking the IP sells the merch. Does Hasbro need to invest in other things? At this point, I don't know. I think they need to get back to making collectibles people want in a way they want it and encourage retailers. Okay. Like how do you order this stuff and shelve it knowing that Hasbro is going to undercut you?
So right now, Hasbro, we also talked about this recently, and that was they laid off a whole bunch of their Wizards of the Coast staff, which we later found out was this whole fiasco where they start using AI artists and stuff, and they had to issue apologies and all that over it. But yeah, because obviously AI is much cheaper, well, in terms of financial cost, yes, but in terms of intellectual property stuff, it might cost them more down the road because you never know where they're sourcing all the data sets from. But anyway, yeah, so they laid off the humans and replaced them with AI. And today we have this news here. Tencent reportedly seeking to purchase Dungeons & Dragons video game rights from Hasbro. Well, this title is not exactly accurate because from what we know right now, Tencent is floating out the option that they want to license Dungeons & Dragons, but they didn't say which aspects of it. Maybe they want a master license so they can do movies, TVs, card games, video games, everything. Or maybe they just want licenses or say just video games and stuff. At this point, that's all up in the air. But the fact is that they had to go to a Chinese company to try and find a buyer, which means that this brand is either considered pretty dead in the Western markets.
Do you think it's possible it could be like revitalized in the Eastern market though?
Maybe if they made all the women sexy and all the men buff again, yeah.
Right. There could be that aspect of this. If you guys will hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Let us know what you think about the state of Hasbro. Also, Inglorious Rex, my Monster Mayhem Beat 'em Up book is at $23,340. This is our second chance, no in demand. Get on board for the next chapter of 232 and Alex Stone. I'll leave you guys with the trailer for this smash hit action adventure comic.
Stepped on the scene, I got greatness all in my jeans. Ain't no way that I can slow down. I'm laced up, look how I shake the ground. Can't touch the crown, but you can kiss the ring. Close your eyes and see how I live a dream. I'm too smooth, MJ with the lean. Don't be fooled, I came through with the team. This is over their heads, how high can it go? I'm too over the edge, got my eyes on the goal. And we right back at it, keep them right on their toes. Look at the way that I move, this is all that I know. Cause I got the drive, I put it in gear. Line them up, I don't see no competitors here. If it ain't first place, we really can't settle for it. Listen up, get ready for it.